dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about NXT, April 8th, 2025. We started off with Stephanie saying she will make her choice tonight, and she gets on commentary for our first match, Jordynne Grace versus Jada Parker. Miss Parker! This was determining who's going to face Stephanie, who's Stephanie going to pick, you know, and it all comes down to after a big DQ, Jordynne with Jada, Julia comes out, you know, big old fight. She thinks it's going to save Stephanie. No, Julia attacks Stephanie. Yeah. So setting the ground here, like, yes, Julia wants her championship back. And later on in the night, we catch up with Julia. She says, no friends, stand and deliver, rematch. And I was like, ooh, baby, I'm so excited about that. Then Stephanie later on, with the story and everything, she goes to Ava and she says she wants all three women. So it's going to be a fatal four-way for the Women's NXT Championship at Stand and Deliver. Jordynne Grace, Jada Parker, Stephanie Vancure, and Julia. That's huge, man. Oh, my gosh. I'm excited for Stand and Deliver. You know, even though I have to work, I'm not really too excited about that, but I am excited to sit down and enjoy a WrestleMania weekend, brother. We go to Hank and Tank and are backstage. They're trying to get their mojo back, and they meet up with Swipe Right. And if you're wondering who Swipe Right is, they are a very impressive tag team. They've evolved from Evolve itself. I still think their name is stupid. But they have a matchup next with Fraxium. We have the Culling. They have a meeting. The Culling has a big night tonight, you know, with Brooks and Nico, and who else is there? Izzy, you know, there's a bunch of stuff on the horizon for the Culling. The Culling. Sounds like a horror movie. Fraxium versus Swipe Right, and like I said, an impressive tag team. You know, this match was awesome. This was a really great tag team match. Back and forth. But Fraxium gets the win. And you guys should check out Swipe Right, even though the name's stupid. They are a very impressive tag team. Fatal Influence backstage. They want, Ren. They're all in this big qualifying match for who's going to be in the ladder match. And Jasmine's like, I'm going to take the lead on this, you know, JC and Ren. Like, I'm going to not Ren. Man, I can't. I'm just getting names wrong, y'all. I'm so sorry. Fallon and JC. Jasmine's got this, and that's the next match. Awesome match between Jasmine versus Soul in this qualifying match for the NXT North American ladder match. Is going to happen to Stand and Deliver. But Soul gets the win, and I'm like, Soul in a ladder match? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You know, and our buddy Zarya's there. Then we have Sarah with Javon. Javon's like, yeah, he's done playing, and he has a triple threat match for the NXT Championship. But tonight, they're going to take on Dark State, the bootleg Shield. I promise not to call him that no more, but it was just funny. Julia, right here, she told us no friends. Rematch. Hank and Tank versus Brooks and Nico. Brooks and Nico get the win. Hank and Tank are slowly falling apart. Yeah, you know, they're trying to get their mojo back. Then we got Ricky Saints coming out, our new North American champion, and then Alexis King interrupts him. Then Eddie Thorpe interrupts him, and then Wesley interrupts him, and then Ethan takes out Ricky Saints, and it was just like, damn, look at this talent here. And when Eddie came out, I was like, oh. But he did have some things to say to Alexis, like, look at this white man. I'm like, whoa, going that route, huh? All right, I guess, a little spicy spice. But Ethan's the last one standing as he takes out Ricky Saints, and this is going to shape up to be some awesomeness coming forward, and I cannot wait for Stand and Deliver, because Ricky Saints is going in as a champion. Think about that. That's awesome. Ava's with Stephanie. Right here, I tells you where Stephanie says she wants her fatal four-way. Then we have Sarah with a very intense trick nowadays. He says, I don't care if we're we're going to fight Dark State tonight. You got to understand that I'm going to whoop that ass at Stand and Deliver. This is just another point in my career with we're going to take on this Dark State and everything like that. But he still has feelings against Javon and Oba, as rightfully so, because he wants his championship back. We have Wes Lee up next versus Yoshiki. Wesley gets the win. Yoshiki, though, he's growing on me. He's a big dude, but man, he can move. Man. Then Oba speaks. Oh, this gave me goosebumps, man. Oba's just like, hey, I'm still a threat. You need to understand that I am Oba freaking Femi, and I'm going to take out Dark State tonight without Javon, without Trick, if that's what it takes, and then go on and retain my championship at Stand and Deliver. Good stuff here. But I love Oba Femi. I think Oba's getting better and better as speaking promos and stuff like that. He has that presence. Then we have a qualifier match, Rand versus Izzy. Izzy got the win. So it's the Culling's night. Yeah. Ava's with Metaphor, Fatal Influence, and Roxanne, bickering at each other and everything. And Roxanne's like, I'm a former champion. You guys are not. Man. Mr. Chase, he's going to teach Kel and Uriah. Then we got Hank and Tank, who's frustrated beyond, and guess who's there? The Street Profits. And they tell Hank and Tank, like, you guys need to just step up. You guys need to get yourself motivated. And they get Hank and Tank, very, yeah, Street Profits, yeah. So, fun stuff there. Then we have our main event, Javon and Oba and Trick versus Dark State. Their debut match here on NXT. I got to say, pretty awesome. Kind of what I expected. So Javon and Trick, Oba, Trick, they get in a big old fight, but causing Dark State to win because their team just fell apart. They just hate each other. They got in a big old fight and Dark State got the win. But after everything was said and done, Stack shows up on the screen. The family has issued a challenge and sends a message and tells them, we'll fight in a parking lot. So I was like, woo, all right. I see you, Stacks, representing. So the family is going to go head-to-head with Dark State in a parking lot. So a lot of good stuff from the show. My match of the night, Fraxium versus Swipe Right. Moment of the night was Julia saying, no friends, rematch. Goosebumps. And the biggest thing from, Swerve Strickland. He has beef with Mr. Booker T. People have not taken it nicely because Swerve at the pay-per-view Dynasty said F you, Booker. And the internet went ablaze, not on Swerve's side. And we had some F you Swerve chants here, and Booker listening and just having that big smile of his is like, yeah, F you Swerve. So, and that's the clip I got for the end of this show. So just listen to that, man. All right, y'all. That was NXT April 8th, 2025. Vic Booker, Graves on commentary. Good night. What was your favorite match of the night? What was your moment of the night? Drop those comments below. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, share it to grandma, share it to grandpa, share the bum down on Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life, brother.